Series 6, The Heat in the Freezer. Amanda started to panic, doubt was setting in. Too good to be true, he's only after one thing, the negative thoughts would not stop. Say told herself to chill out, go with the flow. Work was going to be busy today. Before we get into it, comment where in the world you are watching this from. So let's get into Series 6, The Heat in the Freezer. The lunch rush had ended. The kitchen was quiet. Only the distant chime of cutlery being stacked and the low hum of the walk-in freezer filled the silence. Amanda wiped her brow with the back of her wrist, exhaling softly. She felt different lately, lighter, hungrier, as if her body had started remembering what it meant to be alive again. But nothing about this moment prepared her for what came next. "I need to grab more dough trays," she said over her shoulder to Mario as she headed toward the freezer. He nodded from the front counter, sleeves rolled, eyes trailing her for a second too long. She stepped inside the walk-in freezer and pulled the door behind her. The air was biting, icy against her cheeks and collarbone. She rubbed her arms and looked for the tray of pre-prepped dough. Mist curled from her lips as she breathed. Behind her, the door creaked open again. Mario stepped in, holding 2 baskets of fresh mozzarella. "Didn't want to carry them alone," he said casually. The door clicked shut. Amanda froze. A second passed. Then 2. Then 3. "Mario." He tugged the handle. "Nothing." "No. No, no, don't say it," Amanda whispered. He pulled again. Stuck. His eyes met hers. Locked. The air between them suddenly felt hotter than it should in a freezer. "We're locked in?" she asked. His voice was low. "Just for a bit. It happens sometimes. The outside latch catches. Paolo will be back soon." "How long is soon?" she asked, half laughing, half panicking. Mario stepped closer, rubbing his palms together. "Long enough to stay warm." The freezer light flickered above them, casting long, shivering shadows across the stainless steel walls. Cold air coiled around their ankles like ghostly fingers, but Amanda's skin prickled with something far hotter than frostbite. Desire. Anticipation. His presence. Mario stepped closer, eyes locked on hers, his jaw tense. Without asking, he rubbed her arms in slow, firm strokes, his large hands engulfing her smaller frame. She didn't pull away. If anything, she leaned closer. His palms were rough from years of labor. Warm, grounding. But it wasn't just the heat that anchored her. It was him, the man who had somehow crept past every defense she'd built since her divorce and now stood, breath to breath, as if the world outside no longer existed. Their breath mingled between them, short and misty, visible in the frigid air. Each inhale drew them closer. Each exhale tangled them tighter. "You're shaking," he said softly, voice low and gravel smooth. Amanda swallowed, lips slightly parted. "It's cold," she whispered. But they both knew it wasn't just that. It was this. The closeness. The tension humming like electricity under their skin. The ache of weeks filled with glances that lingered too long, touches that pretended to be accidental, and dreams that left her breathless in the morning. She looked up at him then, really looked. His lashes were dusted with frost. His lips were parted, and there was something raw in his expression. A quiet, burning truth. No one else was in that moment. No timer. No prep list. No rules. Just them. "You ever think about it?" he murmured, almost too low for the freezer walls to catch. Amanda blinked, her pulse thudding in her throat. "About what?" He leaned in, his nose brushing hers, so close she could feel his warmth through the air between them. "This." And then, his mouth claimed hers. The kiss was deep, slow, and devastating. Not rushed. Not reckless. But intentional. It poured into her like honey over hot coals. Sweet. Dangerous. Melting everything frozen inside her. Amanda pressed into him, her arms sliding around his neck like she'd been waiting to do it forever. His chest against her was solid and hot, a living flame in this frozen cage. Her back hit the icy metal wall with a soft thud, but she didn't notice. Didn't care. Because all she could feel were his hands, bold and reverent, sliding under her shirt. Fingertips ghosting across her waist, drawing invisible trails over her ribs. She gasped into his mouth. The contrast of warmth and cold was dizzying. She felt like she was being branded from the inside out. Her thighs instinctively pressed together, pulse racing beneath her skin like wildfire. Then his hips met hers, firm and urgent. He groaned softly into her mouth, a sound that echoed like a secret confession. Low. Deep. The kind of sound a man makes when he's held back too long. Amanda's hands fumbled at his belt, her fingers trembling, not from nerves, but from want. From surrender. And then she paused. Reality snapped just enough to be heard beneath the roar of her desire. Wait, she whispered, breathless, her forehead pressed to his. Mario stilled instantly. Not angry. Not impatient. Just listening. His breath came in shallow waves, matching hers. What are we doing? We're feeling, he murmured, resting his brow against hers again. Finally. Amanda said nothing. She only looked at him. Then pulled him back in. The second kiss was slower, less about hunger, more about knowing. It was the moment that made everything before it make sense. Like they were finally writing a story that had always been there, etched between stolen glances, folded into silent nights, scribbled into steam and silence. And then a voice, faint, muffled, distant. Mario? The latch jiggled. Click. The door creaked open. Cold air spilled in. Warmth slipped away. But the imprint of him, of this, remained branded in her body like a flame that refused to die. If you would like the other series, don't forget to subscribe, like, follow, and share this channel.